Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios on this 01.10.2025. Current time is 06:10 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Rumble Studios, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on X Live, where we currently have nobody on there right now. Nobody. We're just starting here. But we do have one person on Rumble, one person on Locals. Who do we have on the YouTube here? I think we have one person. We always have one person, I guess, on that. Yeah. One person on Rumble, or one person on YouTube, two people on Twitch, and one of those is being Miss Tina there, our Jersey girl. She is coming in from Jersey. Good morning, Tina. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well. We are on time in a matter of speaking. A lot more on time than we were last Friday, that's for sure. I do have the morning coffee. We would not have a morning coffee. We could not call this the Friday morning coffee 01.10.2024 at Rumble video broadcast. Rumble on X is at Rumble Video. Check them out. Rumble is good. Rumble is great, and I do like it. And Tina says, I'm here. My mind will be joining soon. There we go. Yeah, that's usually the case, huh? That is usually the case in the morning there. Good point, Tina. That is a good point. My mind is, there's my mind. It's catching up with me. But glad to have you here. I hope everybody's, we're at the end of another week. We made it to the weekend. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And, which is good. I hope everybody had a great Thursday yesterday. I did. I took a nap in lieu of playing PUBG Battlegrounds, but I did take a nap yesterday, and it was good. So we did not walk yesterday. We did not walk because it is cold out. As you can see, the shades are down. That means it's cold. It is cold out, and wow, it dropped another degree. Oh my God, what's going on there? We dropped a degree. Because I did have it at 15 degrees Fahrenheit. We currently here are at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. We're in the cold of winter, folks. We're in the cold of winter. 14 degrees Fahrenheit, which equates to negative 10 degrees Celsius. We are cold. And it was windy yesterday. It was windy yesterday, too. So just going to be another cold day, I guess. Let's see. The temperature is going to stay, if they're at 14, the way the wind is blowing out there, it's a lot. It feels a lot colder than what it actually is. Yep, at 14, it's feels like it's 6 degrees. So the wind is having an impact on our but the wind's only 5 to 10 miles per hour. But the wind chill factor, there's a wind chill factor then of like 8 degrees thereabouts. So yeah, it looks like it's like about 8 degrees, 9 degrees. Currently, today we're gonna have a mix of clouds, of sun during the morning. Will give way to cloudy skies this afternoon. High of 28 degrees Fahrenheit here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Winds are out of the northwest, west, so they're coming in from this way. That's out Buffalo. Buffalo's out that way. So 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's not that bad. But it's still going to be cold. It's going to be colder than it was yesterday. So me and the missus, we have not walked at all this week because of cold. Temperatures have been below 25. It gets down to 20 and even lower like this. I'm not going out there. It doesn't unless I want to, get some fresh air. If I want some fresh air, I'll step outside and walk around the backyard for about 5 minutes and stuff. And I should have done those stairs. The missus told me I should do. She got back from shopping yesterday. She said, "Well, we didn't walk. You should walk the upstairs stairs going upstairs here 4 or 5 times." I might do that today. Sun will be rising this morning at 7:33 a.m. We gained a minute there. We gained in a minute, and 7:33. But an hour and 18 minutes. It's currently 6:15. 7:33 a.m. The sun will be rising here in the southern tier of upstate New York and be setting at 4:54, which I noticed for a brief moment. Yes, last night there, we get ready for dinner, and it did seem like it dropped as quickly as it had been. So we are gaining a little bit of daylight each day. So that's a good thing. That means we're working towards springtime. How many more days till spring? We got to get through this month. And with this, I got a big calendar. Over here. It has the big dates. The month doesn't seem like it's going that quick because I have the big calendar. I posted something. I think I posted it up on X. I forgot. When I posted, I forgot to put the month. It just has the date, the year, 2025 and down, but it's for January and stuff like that. I think I posted it up. I know I posted over on Instagram. I'm not sure I did it on X. I might have done it on X. I'm not sure. You know what? Let me check here. Now that I mention it, if I mention it, I got to check it. Let me check my media in my X. And no, I did not post it. So I just posted it over there on Facebook. Or no, on Instagram. Fireman Rich on Instagram. Yes, I'm on Instagram. I post over there very rarely. My mainstay is X, though. X is king, what used to be known as Twitter. I got the premium, and I'm loving it as far as that goes. We're just posting away, and we got interaction with a whole bunch of people. I think more so than... I think the last time I had this much interaction on X is back when it was Twitter, and I was on that audio program called Audio Boo. That had I had a lot of traction back then. Then it sort of petered out a little bit and stuff and whatnot. So, but as far as the testing. Okay, I thought I heard an echo there. As far as the audio, we are repurposing the live streams over there on Spotify for creators, to get the name right, in an audio pod format to where those people can listen at their leisure. So it's posted over there along with all the other fine live stream platforms I mentioned as we're coming on here. But the audio is pretty important to me. I like audio and stuff. I was listening to our friend Rick Costa. He has a daily Christian hour there at about 6 o'clock every day. He's been going for a long time and stuff. I sat in on his broadcast yesterday, and he's got a new laptop, which is great because he was singing when I first got in, and it sounds like he's auditioning for American Idol. And just go to Rick Costa on I think it's on X, Rick Costa on YouTube, and some list says, "Wow, he's got a good voice," and he has a good laptop with a soundboard, I guess. And but during the broadcast, and I also ventured over on Twitter. He's also on TikTok, so I went over to TikTok. He's one of the few followers I follow on TikTok. I only have a handful of people. I haven't opened up the TikTok yet, and but I'm listening, and it's stalled out on TikTok, and but his picture is good, his audio is crisp. But that's the point I'm getting at. I love the audio. I don't really, if the video gets stuck, but you still have good audio, that's volumes right there. That you're continuing with the broadcast as far as that goes. So so that was cool. So it looks like we're going to have a cold day today. Our world times and temperatures, let's move on to that before I get sidetracked and ventured off into a thing. In Honolulu, Hawaii, got to have my mouth catch up with me as far as what Tina's saying about the mind. Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:20 a.m. Clear skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit in Honolulu. Phoenix, Arizona at 4:20 a.m. in their morning, currently 45 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City at 5:20 a.m. Cloudy skies, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, the jungle, as I like to call it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Getting the coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 14 degrees out.
Okay, that's good. It can stay out.
This is just getting up this morning. In New York City at 6:21 a.m., clear skies, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're double the temperature we're here right now. Hey, good morning, Captain Rehab. Wake up. Yeah, I am waking up. I'm trying to suck down this coffee to wake me up here, get the caffeine going there. Good morning, Captain Rehab, coming in from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And glad to have you here, my friend. Let's see. New York City, 28 degrees Fahrenheit said that. Across the pond to Cork, Ireland at 11:21 a.m. We have 11:21 a.m. in Cork, Ireland. It's raining in Cork, and their temperature is 41 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, 12:21 p.m. Mangia in Milan, Italia. It's lunchtime in Milan. Sunny and clear, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Sliding over to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Well, they've been having thunderstorms the last 2 days, so it would become apparent that it's sunny and clear today, right now at 7:22 p.m. in the early evening. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 8:20 p.m. in their evening, clear skies, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. And down under on the great continent of Australia, the great country of Australia, and the great friend and ally to the United States, in Melbourne, Australia at 10:22 p.m., cloudy skies with a little clearing, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Sydney, Australia, we have at 10:22 p.m. in their evening, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And those are world time. Well, let's back up here. Those are world times and temperatures as I speak. And Tina is letting us know that down there in Jersey, 24 degrees. So you have the same temperature as no, New York City is 24. So you're a little bit warmer. 31 for your high. Okay. Hey, Glick. What's up, my friend? Glick coming in from Ohio. Good morning, Rich and company. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday. You just got to get through your day there. Go barricade in the office. Get your coffee or whatever your drink, your energy drink or whatever. Barricade and let the munchkins work. And Tina's saying good morning to Glick as far as that goes. He's from Nonsensical Nonsense. Check out Nonsensical Network. I'm sorry, Glick. Nonsensical Network. Glick is he has a whole bunch of shows over there on the network. Where's your card? I know I have it here. There it is. They're on X, so check them out. Nonsensical Network. The Nonsensical at Nonsensical Non for those folks that are listening on the audio side. Nonsensical Network. Or just put in the search engine, Nonsensical Network. You'll find them there. They're good. They got a good bunch of shows there. I dip in there and listen and stuff like that. They're Saturday shows. I've been procrastinating. Bless me, Glick, for I have sinned. I've been thinking about coming up there, but by that time, this old delusional old man gets too tired, I guess, on a Saturday night. Because Saturday night we watch a movie, and the missus and me, we try to find a movie if we can find one on Netflix. And then after she goes to bed, and if I'm up, I'm tiddling, I'm just checking things out on the internet as far as that goes. And of course, Saturday night, that's there's what do you call it? Their cornerstone show of the network, the Saturday Night Challenge, where they open up they allow anybody to come up, but don't you have to, what is it? You got to show. They got something going on. They've had some issues in the past, so they got a gatekeeper there, Jeff there, that checks them out before they bring them up on the thing. But I've been up there a couple of times. It's always a fun and pleasant time, and as far as that goes. But I've been trying to say, yeah, I'm going to go up there, but I just get so tired after the movie and stuff. It's it's a lame excuse, but I do watch you. I do pop in and watch you guys, but you guys go for 6 hours, and that's like a marathon. I don't know how you do it, but you guys have fun. That's the main thing, and that's the main thing about live streaming. So it's a whole 9 degrees here out there in Ohio. Wow! Oh wow! Yeah. That's cold, Click. That's cold. Yeah, you got. And your weather's coming our way, because anything I hear about is in Ohio. It comes into New York. So, and let's see. Glick says, yeah, Saturday laugh. Saturday night gets a little crazy. You know how it's riffraff. Yeah, you're not really. You guys have a good time. That's the thing. You guys have a good time, and so check out Glick and his group of ruffians, as far as that goes. And so he does do a football program on Sundays there after Tony D's Bell Kings Fantasy Football at 12 o'clock. And as far as the football there, are you going to be broadcasting for the playoffs there too, Blick, this Sunday? Because Tony is, and I'm going to continue the Let's Talk Football on Wednesday nights there. Well, it's 45 minutes to an hour, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that going as far as through the playoffs until the Super Bowl, as far as that goes. Are you going to continue on with your sports unnecessary roughness? And it's on at 12 o'clock on Sundays, folks, on Glick Nonsensical Network. Glick broadcasts that show on YouTube, Twitch, and I think he's on Rumble still. So he's probably getting the workers going, or else he has something to do at work. So, but check him out. Let's see our thought for the day. Let's go with our thought for the day here this morning. Let's see what we got here. Our thought for the day. Let's see, Tina. No, that's not Tina. That's it. Let's see. That's our. We got to do 6 clicks on this guy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 clicks. We have a 6 clicker in the chat. So see you later, alligator. Let's see. Our thought for the day. Where is it? Comes from testing. Okay, I'm thinking I'm hearing that. Is my phone up again here? No. Okay. Our thought for today comes from a gentleman that is one of my favorite authors, and his final resting spot is right down the road here in Elmira, New York, and that is Mr. Mark Twain, who is a pretty good guy. Let's see. Glick says something. Yep, we are running right through the Super Bowl. However, after the Super Bowl season, it becomes a full-on sports show. We're going to keep it going, talking all sports. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to probably, for Let's Talk Football, because I did it last year, and that was, it started last spring for the UFL. I'm going to go ahead and, I like the UFL. They're going to have a second season, and I think it's going to be a little bit stronger this year. So I still don't know any of the players over there, but I'll be doing Let's Talk Football. I'm going to still do the Let's Talk Football. I'll break after Super Bowl and then come back. So that's the UFL. You might want to just brush up and study a little bit of the UFL league there, because they've got some good football, and it's a good league. The Birmingham Stallions are the team that won it the last 2 years, and in the USFL, I think when before they became the UFL, the USFL. That's one of the conferences now. It's the XFL, USFL that makes up the UFL. But the USFL, United States Football League, Birmingham was the champions there too. So you're going to continue. Okay, it's going to be full on, just unnecessary rough. That works. Unnecessary roughness in sports is a little bit rough. That's cool. Okay, so you continue that into after the. You'd be talking more about football or more about baseball, probably basketball. I know you're Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers are eating it up. I know you're not a basketball fan, but looking forward to upcoming season. Yeah, UFL. There, I watched it last year, the full season, and it's worth. I think it's worth the watch. Continuing football into it. Some good football. Some games are almost like it's a little bit like preseason going into the first beginning of the NFL season, but they have some good players and stuff like that. And it's football. I like football, the sport of American football, the throw ball. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, so that's good. So I'll be letting people know about that, stuff like that. So, okay, our thought for the day is from Mark Twain, who's a great American writer and humorist. Mark Twain is buried. His final resting spot is about a 25-minute drive from here, in Elmira, which is west of here. I'm in between Elmira and Binghamton. And Mark Twain, you say he's buried in New York? Yeah. He married. He lived in Connecticut, but they would summer here in New York, in the southern tier. And there's on the college out there, there's a cottage, a little cottage, and that's where he wrote most of his manuscripts. But I've always liked Mark Twain, and he has some fantastic quotes. They're all fantastic, but we have a quote and a thought for the day for Mark Twain, and it goes as follows: if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Think about that. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything because you told the truth. So what's that mean? What's the meaning? I think it's pretty simple. Tell the truth, and you don't have to worry about lying, right? If you always tell the truth, you don't need to worry about keeping track of different stories or lies, and we know those type of people. You've told because your account will always be consistent if you tell the truth and straightforward, and eliminating the difference, the need to remember different versions and events, because you say, well, didn't you say that last time? It's like, wait a minute. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And so basically, it's the experts' view on this is verified answer. It means that if you lie, you spend all of your time trying to remember what you're told to keep your story straight. If you're lying, one lie perpetrates another lie, and eventually it comes crashing down on you. So Mark took that from me. Michael Bathurst, invite me up. I don't know, Michael. I got content here I want to present. Oh, do I take the chance? Let's see. Mark took that from me. Oh, he took that from you, Tina? As far as that goes. What do you got? You got some news, Mark, Michael? Okay, I guess I'll accommodate. It's a Friday. Let me see. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you can use the same link, can you? This isn't a football program, Michael. So I have a small segment. I got other content I got to do before I get to football. So don't, let me see. Let me send you the link. Hang on. I don't know about Bathurst guy. Yeah, I'll invite him up. Michael's a good guy. He has an open invitation here. Let me. Let's see. There it is, Michael. It's in the hopper. It's in your. I just DM'd it. X is overcapacitated. What? Oh, I've never seen that. Message failed to send. I don't know. Did you see it? Let me see. See if you can come up. Did you see the? Do you see the? I like that, Glick. I like that. I don't know about Michael guy. Michael Bathurst guy. That's funny. Let's see. Man, I never seen that on DM before. Let me send this again. Let's see. Let me put the date 12. No, 01 point 01 point. Today's the 10th. Point 2025. Okay, I sent it the second time, Michael. Go ahead. There's a problem with this net this morning. Okay, I sent you the link. Go ahead. Oh, we got it. Michael says there's something going on with the net. So I sent you a second. Well, Michael's working on getting up here. Let's do the National Day at least. The National Day. We have National Oyster Rockefeller. Nah. National Houseplant. Nah. Here comes the Bathurst train derailing. We got love for Bathurst to just messing with him. Yeah, we know you are. No, it's a Friday, Glick. It's stuff. I'm open on a Friday. So, but he says there's something going on with the internet and stuff like that. So we'll see. I sent you the link, Michael. So come on up. Let's see. Did he say anything on the X? Yeah, he says there's a problem with the net this morning. Maybe up in his location. Michael, the first time I sent you, I got a red notice saying it could be sent. Then I sent you the link a second time. It clicked. Okay, there he is. What's going on, my friend? Good morning.
I don't know. My restream kept crashing.
Well, I saw that you were, just as before it came on, I saw a notification that you were going up and stuff.
Yeah,
but
so I just wanted to warn you. I don't know. And then I had problems with YouTube connecting, and a weird message came up. I swear there's some strange hacking or something going on the net.
Oh, okay. So when I sent you the link, I never seen this before.
I know there's weird stuff going on. That's why I wanted to come up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a Friday.
I don't want to hijack your.
No, you're not gonna. You can hang out.
Glick,
It's a Friday. It's a Friday.
You misrepresent me in such a terrible light, brother.
Who's that?
Glick.
Glick is he's just kidding. That's just Glick.
No, I know that. I got his notification that I was one of his best contributors to his channel, because what I do is I send out shout outs all the time.
See, the people don't know, Michael, that it was all planned you coming up because we're wearing the proper attire.
No, I froze my what's off this morning.
What's the temperature up there?
-8. So I don't know what that is.
I got it right here. Let me see. -8. -8 is
Alexa, what is -8 in
17 degrees? 17 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, 3 degrees. 17 degrees.
17 degrees.
Yeah.
Alexa, who is Fireman Rich?
Oh,
From
jeez.
CaseMine.com. Fireman Tommy Keith Rich patted out the flames with his hands using fire gloves.
No, no, no. Oh, no. Um,
No, so I don't want to hijack your
no,
broadcast.
no, you're good. You can hang out. You can hang out. Like I said, I just it's a Friday and stuff.
You were talking about liars. You said they have to.
Oh no, I was just relating that to our thought for the day from Mark Twain. Did you know Mark Twain is buried here in New York State?
Not
He's
at all.
he's down here in Elmira, which is about 20 minutes away from down the road from me. As
I
far as that.
totally agree with what you said, though. If you start with one lie, you're building
Oh
a
yeah,
mountain.
yeah. This is Mark Twain, great American humorist. That as far as the quote there, what was it again? It's straightforward. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything, and that's anything is you don't have to remember the lies that you're telling and stuff.
Yeah.
So he has.
Is there any game you're most worried about?
What's that?
Is there any game that you're most worried about?
What game is that?
The game of life? No, NFL.
Oh, well, seeing I have you, we're going to jump into the football because I have a slide. I have seen you here, and it pertains to you too. And Tina's saying hi, Michael.
Hi, Tina. Tina, they're saying awful things about me again, but
No,
that's okay.
No, they're not. Let me bring this up here. In the
Got nothing but love for me. That's not what I was hearing in the back. Don't let that Michael up. That guy.
Well, it's not the norm, but Fridays I can remember back on Twitch, I would leave it open on Friday. When with guest stars, when they had guest stars, I would on Fridays I would open it up on the thing here, and of course here's the playoffs. Let me get the ticker out of the way here. The ticker tape, so we can see.
Yes.
Okay, there's our playoffs. Is there any game that worries me?
Yeah, I'm really.
I think it's a great lineup. I think it's a great lineup as far as that goes. I'm looking forward to the Denver Bills game. I think the Bills are going to be because they're at home. I think they're going to be able to contain the. That's going to be an interesting game. The other interesting game I think is going to be this weekend. Philly and Green Bay. They're pretty evenly matched, and then the LA Viking games. Those are the three games. As far as Baltimore, Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh's going to get their asses handed to them, but I could be wrong.
Well, if you look at the history of playoff games, Pittsburgh has beaten Baltimore more in history. If you look at history, for some reason, the Steelers in the playoffs show up, and Baltimore tends to be flat at times.
Right.
That the team that everyone is starting to look at
Who's
is
that?
the Chargers.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yes, we've talked about that. Yeah, Chargers. They're the big surprise, I guess, for the season as far as making it to the playoffs because they were shambles last year. They were a shamble. You figure they'd still be rebuilding.
And Minnesota played pretty poorly in the last contest. They did not look, and that was Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
LA is on fire. So remember the other thing I talked about briefly was I felt like the Chiefs wanted to lose the game because they did not want to face, Cincinnati. And I felt bad thinking that. And now everywhere I'm seeing it where they're going, no, he is the Achilles heel. He is one of the few quarterbacks that if he was on fire, Joe Burrow, could. And they were like, no, we're going to play this like a chess game. We're not even going to give them a chance.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, you said it before, and I totally agree. They peaked a little bit. Joe Burrow, he had an outstanding year, quarterback-wise numbers and stuff like that, but just the rest of the team just didn't step up. If they would have stepped up, they peaked a little bit too late. They were counting on two variables this last. Miami did lose, but the Denver Broncos, they won, of course, because they played a Kansas City Chief team that that's what you're referring to. If they would have lost, okay, that's what you're referring to this last week. The Chiefs losing, they would have had to play Cincinnati. Then you're saying,
Here's the thing. If they had found a way to win, and I
Right.
really believe they could have won if they
Right.
wanted to,
Right.
and I don't mean with a full roster. It was like an insane blowout. What was it, like 48-0 or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. They just it was the
They
same
didn't
sort of
show up.
they didn't care. It was basically this past weekend, and I said this before. It was like watching preseason. That's how the football action was and stuff like that. And talk about football. Just before you came up here, Glick was saying
Yes.
he's going to be continuing the unnecessary roughness over there on his network, the nonsensical network. There, he's going to be doing sports, but he says he's going to be doing UFL. So. I don't know if Tony will be doing UFL, but I will continue to be doing UFL. I don't know if you're going to be getting into that. As far as that's football.
I would go on Glick's show if it was just Glick.
Okay.
I find Glick has the ability to listen and not steamroll. And I'm not one to talk.
Yeah.
I'm no better.
So our games this weekend, they're going to be the LA Chargers. We've seen the matchup, but there is I got Brian's picks. So there's our picks for this
Yes.
weekend. So we can see that everybody except Brian has got LA Chargers. Everybody except Tina and Tony have Pittsburgh. Everybody is going with Buffalo on that game. Nobody wants Denver, but didn't you have an indication that Denver could possibly win that game?
A lot of people that are way smarter than I'll ever be when it comes to football are saying there is a very distinct chance that if Bo Nix gets on fire,
Yep. Yep. And I would agree
that
with that. Yeah.
that there, we're talking a low percentage,
Yeah.
25%. But what I love is people step up in the playoffs. People will put their body in harm's way, knowing I don't care. I'm going to give everything I have. But when you're in the regular season, we forget that this is money, right? So if you and I, let's say, have incentives to play every game, and we, make an extra 3 million at the end of the year, wouldn't that be nice, Rich?
Oh, that would be.
And so, but if we play enough games, we get the incentive. So a lot of them kind of coast because they know it's a battlefield. Imagine getting in a car accident every weekend,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And
Yep.
then you and I are kind of, well, I'll say me. I'm a bit of an asshole at times because I look at Aaron Rodgers and I think he's 40 years old. He has no business being out there. And now the teams are saying, okay, we can work with him like they did with Tom Brady.
Oh,
Why,
yeah.
why don't we have it where we have an insanely good offensive line and all he does is throw it
Well,
and give it.
I think he could produce there, but it would have to take. He can't take the team because he did that in Green Bay. As far as his arm and stuff, it carried the team on some of their games and stuff and whatnot. But well, that'll be an interesting thing. He still has love for the game, and I think he can still play, but I don't think he's going to play up to that caliber level to where. Unless the rest of the team picks up, you're going to have, like you're always saying, you need the extra pieces and stuff like that. You can't, because even I look at the Buffalo Bills as much as they say Josh Allen carried the team and stuff. There's times, yeah, he did, but the times where he fell short. That's where the rest of the team. It's a team sport. It's just not one person. They all have to play up to their capability and stuff. What do you think about this next one? Philly. We all picked Philly, and then you look at CBS, so he's picking Green Bay.
Well, here's the thing with Philly, concussion.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. They're still, yeah, yep.
So and they can say he's fine. I wish to God that if people even had the slightest chance of getting hurt, they can't go on.
Right, right.
Like he is such an insane asset to that team.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're forgetting is, and I don't want to be mean,
Yeah.
but Green Bay is young.
True.
And
True.
Green Bay will heal better.
Right.
We don't know the injuries
Yeah.
that are going on. Nobody ever talks about them. And I'm telling you, by the time you get to game 18, 17, whatever amount of games you were able to play, let's say you're injured half the year,
Right.
sometimes you'll see guys in reserve come up and they do really well. It's because they're not beat up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 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 And
And
then
everybody's fighting for their job.
oh
Everybody.
yeah, that's every season. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't know. We're already seeing the well, New England, they can their coach, and then the Jets, they have an interim, so they're looking at a new coach. We know that Belichick isn't going to be coming to the NFL because he's right there with the University of North Carolina. I guess the news with him is they were able to bring
Rich,
in
I'm so angry about this. You have no idea how pissed I am about this.
about what?
This Belichick shit.
Oh, you'd want him to come back, or you just don't?
Well, here's the thing. Now that everybody's seen him on TV and
Right.
other people like him, and there's suddenly interest in him.
Oh, okay.
So there's multiple teams that want to have his services and are like going, you don't want to do that. What? Come back to the NFL. We'll pay you well. Let's lick our wounds. Do you know who really wants him?
Who's that? The Jets?
Tom Brady.
For what team? Well, he's partial owner in Las Vegas.
Right.
Oh, okay. He's a partial owner there in Las Vegas. So that would be
He wants him,
interesting.
and he feels like he can manage him.
Maybe he's going to do a year at North Carolina and then come in, because I think that's what who's the guy for the University of Colorado there? Sanders. I think he's
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that who you mean? Yeah.
I think he's looking at maybe a couple more years, and once his boys graduate, he'll probably come into the NFL as a coach somewhere, as far as that goes. Now the next two, Tampa Bay, it's a mixture. Tony, Ted, and Brian went with Washington. The rest of us went with Tampa Bay, and then it's sort of a mix between Minnesota and the Rams and stuff like that. So I think Tampa Bay has the edge on Washington. Washington can be deadly because they have a good quarterback now. They have a freaking outstanding quarterback. But Tampa Bay, they have your guy there, Baker Mayfield, who he can get pumped up.
They were awful at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Do you know they've won their division now 4 times, or it might even be 5 times in a row?
Yeah, but that division, Michael, with all
due respect
and stuff like that, in my opinion, it's one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
It is the weakest.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
But it's still winning it 4 times. That's an accomplishment. And there's 2 teams there that could have got it: the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints. But Tampa Bay is ruling that, and I think they have a possibility of going a couple times through the playoffs, I think. And I would not be shocked if they make it to the Super Bowl. If they make it, they're playing if they make it to the Super Bowl, they are playing at a higher capacity and stuff like that.
I have a couple of slides that you'll be interested in.
Yeah, let me shut this off. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you want here? I need to get rid of myself.
I'll get rid of myself. Here you go. Go ahead.
Okay. So, if you're looking here, Bucky Irving.
Go ahead and go, Mike. I'm gonna refresh my coffee.
You refresh your coffee. He'll come back in about a week, and I'll still be here. No, I hope not. So Bucky Irving has decided to step up this year and give Tampa Bay a running game. Now, what's really wild is there's been rumors that they may acquire another receiver that happens to be from Miami.
What are we talking about now? We got rookie rushing yards. Okay, wow. These are the rookies this year?
Yes.
Who's this Bucky Irving?
Bucky Irving.
I haven't heard of him.
1,122 yards. Unbelievable.
That is. Wow. That's possibly rookie of the year material right there.
Jaden Daniels, who happens to be a quarterback, has 891
Oh,
rushing yards
yeah,
himself.
yeah. Do you think
But
he'll get? I think he's the one for Rookie of the Year.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, being the quarterback.
And the person now, see, here's the thing. New York has a lot of really good pieces. They just need a solid quarterback.
They need a new coach too.
Uh,
I'm not too
I
fond of this coach. I think he's.
I think I think they got rid of him, didn't they?
I'm not
Or
sure. I
or
don't
it's or
know.
it
He
you know
might.
what? It might be in limbo. I'm
Yeah,
gonna look it up, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they let him go.
yeah. It could be. I didn't see anything and stuff like that. But I'm not. He's been there. He's a good guy, but he's just not. They need a change in that as far as that goes. And just the fact that he's a coach and he let Barkley go to Philadelphia, but I
Yeah.
think Barkley wanted to leave because he wasn't getting anything done.
I want to see you, so put yourself back up.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Hang on.
I get lonely when you're not here.
I just had an opportunity to get coffee and stuff like that, which
No,
is
no, you should.
yeah.
Did I ever tell you the time? I think I did. That Randy had this room of all these different people from the Philippines, and it was literally 100 comments every 60 seconds. I'd never seen anything like it. And he had to desperately go to the bathroom and
Oh,
messaged me
okay.
and said, "It won't be that rough." It was the worst 5 minutes. It was like, "Where's Randy? Who are you? You're an idiot."
Let's see. Glick says Tampa has a nice running back duo with Irving and White. So Tampa Bay, that could be their ticket there as far as and if they run them, I don't know. Do they do the run game a lot more so than they do passing?
Who we
Tampa
talking
Bay.
about right now?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, Tampa Bay changes their script every minute. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And part of it is because they're constantly injured, but they look like they're in a good position this year to
Oh
win
yeah,
a game.
yeah. I think they are as far as and they did, like you said, they didn't look all that great in the beginning of the season, but they're getting it done as far as that goes. So it'll be interesting to see as far as we're going to the playoffs and stuff like that. So
Now, here's the thing. Caleb Williams was considered to be a bit of a disappointment this year, but if you look at his numbers,
right,
like there's no shame in rushing for 489 in your first year on a team that's pretty messed up.
right,
Then you got Drake May, where they were saying they didn't even know if he could be gifted enough, talented enough, fast enough, smart enough to be in the NFL. And yet, look, 422.
right.
And he has a deadly arm. He just needs to do a little bit with his footwork,
You know,
I think.
for a first year, if you get that many, 400, it doesn't seem like a lot, but for a rookie, that's his first time in the big leagues and stuff. I'm still that rookie as far as 1,000 plus yardage and stuff like that. That's something. Go ahead and
So
bring that one up a little bit more. Go ahead and bring it
okay,
in a little bit more, Michael, so we can see it. There we
there
go.
you go. Okay, so we had an argument the other day.
We don't have
Tony,
arguments, Michael. We have discussions now. Come on, let's
no,
get.
no, it was Tony and I. We have
Oh, okay. Well,
arguments. Yeah.
that's between you guys then.
And I said to him, I said, you know that if you're a really good quarterback, you can throw the ball over 60 miles an hour. And he looked at me like, you're an idiot. But I think he equated it to the fastball in baseball, which can be around 90.
No. I think 60 with a football, that's pretty fast, but
Well,
it's not gonna it's bigger spear. That's you can I'm not a scientist, but there's physics involved in that as far as you're not
but
gonna
if
be.
you look here, isn't it funny? The top is all of them are 61.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at
Eh,
that. That's
But and
something.
just varying like the slightest bit. So Josh Allen, who I think throws darts, I didn't know Patrick Mahomes threw it that hard.
He
They said
can. He can. I've seen him a number of times. He can and um was it who's number 19 for he's a pretty good quarterback for New England. He's not a bad quarterback at number 19. Is that
Drake
Milton
May,
or Rick May? Is that who
Drake,
it is? Yeah, he's not that bad, but Baker
Tom
Mayfield.
Brady, I didn't know
Yeah.
could throw bullets.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can. Allen, the one thing about Allen when he was a rookie coming in is just the yardage. He could throw it on a dime 60, 70 yards down the field and stuff. That was his big thing when he first came onto the thing. Glick says Tampa is pretty even with run pass game. They just go with what's working from game to game, and that's what you said as far as
Yeah.
um,
Glick, are you open to having me up sometime, just you and I, where we could have a discussion about football? Where people share the ball. Do you know what I'm talking about there? He knows what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
he knows what he's talking about. Yeah,
Okay, Jordan Love.
right.
Jordan Love, when he isn't hurt, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's hurt a lot. Okay, we were talking about this the other day, like as in today. Here you go. Playoff.
Oh, okay. The playoff. Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting stat. And I'm just going, and I think Tony said this the other night there on Let's Talk Football that as far as you coming across with this observation here that you look at the last time they played, it was just a week ago. Baltimore had their way with Pittsburgh and almost but can Baltimore do that? Because I remember the one year they were going to the Super Bowl, they racked up the whole season and they were scary. I use that word very sparingly with the team, but they were scary. But when they went to play the Super Bowl, they just imploded and they lost.
I was devastated last year how bad the Ravens played.
Right. Oh, was that last year? Okay, that was last year. Okay.
In the playoffs. I thought they were going to win it all. I would have betted my soul. I'd be dead.
Right. Okay, in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
Are we ready for the next one? But if you look here, 3-1. Ravens are known as being choke masters.
Yeah. Okay, Michael, do one more slide, and then I got to go to 100 years ago. I got to.
And then I'm going to go.
No. You can stick around. You can hang out if you don't.
I'm going to see if I can fix my.
Oh, okay. So you can come up. Okay, that's cool.
So disrespect is everywhere in the net. If you see here, he didn't even make. You ready?
Go ahead.
He wasn't even considered to be in the Pro Bowl this year.
Yep, you talked. Yeah. You want him in the Pro Bowl. Well, the Pro Bowl isn't that big of a deal anymore.
It is to him.
Yeah. I guess a football player would be, but yeah, he has the stats. Who should have not gone where he would have gone?
This is one of the best slides I've seen in a long time.
Is that Justin? Okay.
Most receiving yards per game by a rookie. This is unbelievable.
See, I don't know any of these guys.
Yes, you do. You know Justin Jefferson. You know Puka Nacua. You know Jamar Chase.
Nakua's a rookie?
No. In his rookie year.
Oh, in the rookie year. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Since 2015.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And they have to play a minimum of 15 games. Right. So Malik Neighbors this year is among the highest.
Right.
Lad McConkey is doing phenomenal. And a guy named Brock Bowers is not too bad. Brian Thomas Jr. and Michael Thomas, who I don't honestly know. So I'm going to look him up.
That doesn't sound familiar.
No, but that's pretty incredible. So it goes to show you every year there's a whole new boat full of talent that comes in. And that's why I think quarterbacks should not be greedy.
Right.
All right, buddy.
Okay, Michael, very good, sir. Glad to have you up, and we'll keep tabs on the internet.
Now, how do I do this without destroying your broadcast?
You just close down your browser if you want. That's cool. You're not going to disturb. If
I hit leave the stream, it's not going to kill your broadcast.
No, because I have up on I have it up on my phone also.
Can I see you for a sec before we go? Just put yourself back up there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I get lonely. I told you that. So thank you, Rich. Thank you so much last year for all the broadcasts that we did together.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this new year here as far as we're getting better each year and stuff like that. And I'm growing as a broadcaster because of you and Tony, and even you, Glick. I'll throw you in. as far as, and it's fun
Even
doing
you,
this.
Glick. Did you feel the love in that, Glick? I
Glick.
did.
No, but we're a good bunch. We've, and I always say this, as far as it's always in the back of my, we've come a long way since HAPS and stuff. I think we've gotten more polished, a lot better.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
still, as far as that goes, it was a wild, wild west. You're getting me ventured into the TikTok realm. I can venture into that. I was on there yesterday. Rick Costa, he has his broadcast. You're aware of his broadcast, and let's see. Before you go, let's see what's Glick have to say here. Michael Thomas has been around for a few years, coming out of Ohio State, and has been a monster down there in New Orleans. I guess that was one of the people on your slides there.
Thank you, buddy. I'm not aware of him, and if I'm not aware of someone, guess what I do? I look at film.
You gotta look
check
it up.
them out.
But Rick Costa was on it. I end up venturing over onto TikTok because he's on TikTok. He's got a new. You should have heard him sing last night. Holy criminy! On the beginning of his broadcast, he's got a new laptop.
Yeah.
So he sounds I thought he was auditioning for American Idol. That's the difference between before and now. And we have
Tony is in the house. Tony's in the house.
Tony D. Salute to you, my friend.
Yes.
Hashtag positive start to the day. Tony says good morning.
Good morning, Tony. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday from the Missus Tony.
Oh, see, Tony has a fan. That's good.
And what's up, Mike? He says, and ouch, even Glick, I don't know if that's a good or bad idea. No, that's a good, take it as a good thing, Glick, okay? he's my last comment. I'm throwing Glick into the bunch now. Glick, we learn things up. But getting back to TikTok, before you go, there was news yesterday, and that one guy, he's sort of bald from Shark Tank. I can't think of it. He's in the front running of possibly being the buyer along with his group to satisfy the law requirement here down in the United States of America.
Okay.
To where TikTok will be legal and it won't go away. And I'm keeping an eye on that. That popped up on the screen yesterday because I was following primarily yesterday it was a national day of mourning for to say goodbye to the 39th president, Jimmy Carter. So I was following that.
I loved him.
He was a good guy.
He wasn't a good president, but he was a great human being.
He was okay. There was certain issues there but overall he was. The thing of it is, he came into office. What was ironic, and I had to shed a tear yesterday during his ceremony. The son of President Gerald Ford, he wrote hit. I listened to his eulogy that he wrote. His son presented it, and there was a deep respect between Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford, and with that, it was just very unique seeing 5 live presidents sitting together.
Yeah.
And
nobody's shooting at them.
No, Trump and Obama, they were like two frat boys in the audience there because I guess they had Kamala Harris. She was looking like, I can't be part of that group. She wanted.
She was pissed. She was fuming.
Yeah, well, I think the front row was a little because when President Biden.
You could tell she was.
It was interesting, but the service was a very good service.
Yeah,
and it's a time where they can just leave that at the door and pay final respects to a man that was, he did a lot in his life. When you look at it, he had a full life, and you can draw inspiration from that as far as that goes.
How can you not like a peanut farmer? One word before I go.
He did. What's that?
One word, drones. What's going on, brother? Give me the update.
I haven't seen anything in the news. I haven't really seen anything pop up. I haven't really seen.
Have you not seen the footage of all these people are filming it beside their car, flying right by them? Have a look today. It is scary.
That might be something new because the other thing that in the story
it looks like it's from a movie. It's bad.
Now, would you see that on TikTok?
Nope. On YouTube.
Okay, I'll
send you the link.
Send me the link and I'll check it out because
I'll
one
get
other
my people to talk to your people.
the one other issue there is the fires out there in
Oh.
and last night on Rick Costa's show, I asked him
Mhm.
about Carmen. He said, "No, Carmen's fine. Carmen's doing okay because
She
Carmen's."
looked shook. She looked shook up. I saw her. She was
Oh, you did?
broadcasting. She was
Oh, that's right. She
broadcasting
broadcast last night. Yeah, that's
from
okay.
somebody's house, some random person, but she looked
Well,
like
she
she
had
was rattled.
probably evacuated or something like that because
Yeah.
she's right down in there as far as I.
Oh, there's another lady, Maria, who's also very confident,
Right,
and she looks shook up.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
Well, when you
just
see people lose their lives,
Oh yeah,
right? Their whole house is melted down to nothing. Anthony Hopkins, John
yeah,
Goodman,
yeah.
and Paris Hilton, who I know you talk to daily. All right, I gotta go. Bye bye.
Okay, Michael, thank you for being here. Appreciate,
Peace.
greatly appreciate. Thank you. There goes Michael Bathurst. He's a very good friend. Glad to have you up, Michael, letting us know about the internet and stuff. Check out Michael Bathurst at Michael Bathurst on the on X. He's a great guy, great broadcaster, good friend, and I'm a better broadcaster because of him. One of the broadcasters there. And yes, Glick, you're in there too. You know, I know we had. You know, the thing is, we had our bump in the road and stuff like that. That made us, you know, better people, I guess. At least I take that experience and stuff like that. I was a freaking shithead as far as that goes. And my goodness, Captain Rehab, what's that? And let's see. And Tony D saying, "What's up, Glick?" Let's see. Tony D saying hi and just catching up on the comments here. Time to be Tim Hortons. I should put that up. No, that was a train wreck right there. That individual, Captain Rehab, you know that. That wasn't no bump. And Glick saying, "Hey Tony, back." Okay, Glick, thank you. But we had Michael Bathurst up. It's always great to have him up and stuff. It's a Friday, you know. I'm here I already took my break, so we're at an hour. You know what we're going to do though? We're going to go ahead and present 100 years ago because that's one of the main things. This is 100 years ago, as of January 8th, which was Wednesday with Roger Luther, and over there on Fox 40. That's the local Fox affiliate there in Vestal, New York. And let's go ahead and bring that up as far as that goes. And let's see, get that squared up. I think that's squared up right there. Let's see. We got it. Yep, there it is. 100 years ago. We're going to go ahead and do the history here as far as that goes. So let's see. And we're still on screen. Let's see. Glick says, "Yeah, I can say I was a bit of a." Nah, we both were. Okay, you know, just we're strong-headed people too, but that's life, and you live and learn. Exactly. You can walk away. We're better people because of it, Glick. And as far as that goes, you know, it's better to, you know, we didn't have actually we agreed probably on a lot of shit there that and stuff as far as that goes. So and Michael is up now. I guess he was able to get on the internet. I see him on, and I also see Hal Massa and Jim Figerty. So we got our regular Friday guys up on the Twitch. Okay, we're going to do 100 years ago from Roger Luther. And let me see, how do we get to there? Okay, let me turn my camera off so we got full screen for him. And we'll see what happens 100 years ago today, which was actually January 8th, which is Wednesday.
And tonight we continue our segment on sharing some of Broome County's past. Delivering that news for us now is Broome County historian Roger Luther, brought to you by Broome County Recycles.
100 years ago today, a woman on Towpath Road near Port Crane yesterday reported seeing the first robin of 1925. Fire destroyed the old Windsor Castle Inn last night. Tavern is located just outside Windsor, and over the years since Prohibition went into effect, It has been one of Broome County's most notorious roadhouses. Over recent days, police have received several reports of gangs of youngsters in various parts of the city, annoying pedestrians by throwing snowballs at them. And finally, a Griswold Street man was arrested last night for stealing coal from a railroad car to provide heat for his family. He was ordered to pay $25 or go to the Broome County Jail for 25 days. And that was the news 100 years ago.
He stole coal to keep warm. And that was probably a big fine 100 years ago. The one I'm intrigued about is 100 years ago today, which would be, okay, we're talking January 8th, a woman in Towpath Road near Port Crane. Port Crane is just outside Binghamton, New York. Reported seeing the first robin of 1925. It's freaking winter. What are the robins doing back? And it must have been a real mild winter for it to come back. And the great loss, the fire destroyed the old Windsor Castle Inn. Is just like, that's unreal. And then we got those hooligans again. Several reports of gang youngsters, various parts of the city, annoying pedestrians. And they're saying they threw snowballs. So that meant there's snow on the ground. So where the hell are the robins coming from? Were they screwed up 100 years ago today? Oh, man, that gets me. That was Roger Luther. He's the Broome County historian. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable on the history of Broome County. And as far as that goes. So, we always enjoy that. And I make that when they have it, I make it a feature as far as that goes. So it's always great having him up, letting us know what is going on as far as that goes. In additional to history, I think that was great, wasn't it? Having Michael up, I think that was good. He letting us know real time what's going on with the internet. And I exhibited a little, or noticed a little bit of that, and it's live. Oh, thank you, Tony, for the. Well, that's on Rumble. Let me check that comment on Rumble. Tony gave me a comment on Rumble. Let's see. Oh, it said he gave me a comment on Rumble. Let's see. Oh, you gave me, it's live on X Live. Okay, thank you, Tony. Very good, sir. Very good. I just like that. That's good. Just catching up here. Let's see, go back to profile. Okay, we're back. So 100 years ago, that's pretty good. Let's see now. We got Thomas Paine back in 1776. Published the immensely popular Common Sense. We have to have common sense in what we do today, these days, urging American colonists towards independence as far as that goes. 1920, the League of Nations, which didn't really work out that great. It was sort of a prequel to the United Nations, which actually isn't working out at all these days and stuff. Held its first meeting to ratify the Treaty of Versailles, ending World War I. And then in 1946 was the first UN General Assembly with 51 nations that were trying, let's give it another go, and we'll call it the United Nations, which, I don't know. 1984, the United States and Vatican established diplomatic relations after 117 years. Now, the Vatican, it's in Italy, but it's not part of Italy. It's basically an independent state of its own. It has no ties. I mean, when you cross that line, it's sort of like here when you go into the United Nations. The United Nations, it sits on American soil, but it's neutral to everything. On this day in 1986, basketball great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the Los Angeles Lakers scored his 34,000th career point during a 124-102 win over the Indiana Pacers, the only NBA player to reach the milestone at the time and who remains an all-time leader with 30. I think LeBron James beat that, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38,387 points. Great basketball player. A great basketball player. And a happy 77th birthday to Steely Dan, co-founder Don Fagan, whose vocals, keyboards, and songwriting talents have for decades merged with the. I like Steely Dan. Steely Dan's a good group. Steely Dan's 2000 LP, Two Against Nature, won a Grammy. So happy birthday to Don Fagan of Steely Dan fame. Let's see, over on the AP side. I hear the wash going. Today's wash day. Let's see. Who's this about? This is on January 10th, 1982, San Francisco 49ers receiver Dwight Clark caught a touchdown pass from Joe Montana with 58 seconds left in the NFC Championship game. One of the most famous plays in NFL history. The catch led the 49ers to a 28-27 victory over the Dallas Cowboys and a berth to the Super Bowl, where they defeated the Cincinnati Bengals for their first Super Bowl victory. So, see, Cincinnati they've been to the Super Bowl a couple times. They just can't get over it, like the Buffalo Bills. So that, let's see, we talked about Thomas Paine. In 1861, Florida became the third state to secede from the Union prior to the Civil War. Of course, that didn't work out for them. And in 1863, the London Underground was born when the Metropolitan Railroad, the world's first underground passenger railroad, opened to the public with service between Paddington and Farrington Street there in London. So the first subway, basically, was there. Okay, let's see. Let me get rid of that. Let's go back to the National Day. We had Michael come in at the National Day. We had National Houseplant Appreciation Day, National Oyster Rockefeller. Nah, I don't like that. National Cut Your Energy Costs. Yeah, we always should be concerned about your energy costs. National Bittersweet Chocolate. I'd say yes. I don't like bitter chocolate, but this is a better one because I have these creatures fly over my house. Not during the wintertime. They're probably on the river there looking for the fish. But today is hashtag Save the Eagles Day, and we're still concerned about the Eagles. They're the American bald eagle is the national bird of the United States of America, and who do we have? Boltsky. Hey, what's going on? Hello. First time chatter. I just seen that coming in from Twitch. How we doing, my friend? Glad to have you here. Good morning from the southern tier of upstate New York. But go Eagles. Yeah. Maybe that's a sign. Today is the Eagles Day. Yeah, go Eagles. Bring it back to football there, Captain Reed. That's a good one, yeah. But we have there was a time when I was growing up, the only time you could see an American bald eagle if you went up to northwest Canada and up into Alaska. That's where they were. We have eagles here in the southern tier, American bald eagles. There's a nest over on Hiawatha Island, which is on the Susquehanna River, which is over in the town I grew up in, Appalachian, New York. But every year on January 10th, Save the Eagle Day reminds us of the majestic raptor that soars above the earth. And when they're flying over on a clear day over the house, it's huge. I got to get a picture of that. But come spring, at least once or twice a week, they're flying around because the Susquehanna, that's going north. It's like less than a 5-minute walk from where I'm at to the Susquehanna River. I mean, it's right there. But soaring above the earth, whether they whether they are well populated or endangered. Due to the work of scientists and the public, the bald eagle has been removed from the list, the endangered list, back in June of 2007. Poaching, pesticides was a big factor as far as the decline of the American bald eagle back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s there. And other dangers continue to threaten their populations. Well, we should always be concerned. And you have eagles there in Ohio too, Gluck? That's great. That means the species, and they are a sight to see. You find them along the major rivers because they like eating the fish. There was one time at this one little, they called it a lake, but it's more like a pond. I saw the mother, the father, 2 birds from the previous year, and then 3 new babies. They were just learning how to fly. And I'm like, that was tremendous. And these eagles, the full-grown eagle can stand close to 3.5 to 4 feet tall. They're a big bird. They have a wingspan anywhere from 6. They got a wingspan about 6 feet, and they are great. Eagles are a powerful bird of prey. An eagle's sharp sense of sight, paired with powerful muscles, piercing talons, and beak, make them a prime for hunting. And when they mate for life. And there's eagle cams out on YouTube. You just go ahead, eagle cam, and you get a whole bunch of eagle cams. And you have 01. Oh, I have 2024. Thank you, SM9. Hey, SM9, how we doing? I forgot it's 25. Let me change that. Thank you. I appreciate that. How did I get 24 in there? Let me change that. I change that right now. It is the 10th. Yeah, we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back. We want to go forward. Let's see, 25. I wonder if I can still change that on. Okay, that's changed to 25. Let's see if I can do it on the. No, I can't do it on the. No, that's okay. I can change it on the other ones. Okay. Let's see. Let's change it on the. Okay, let's see. Let me change it on the on Rumble here. What are we doing here? Let's see. Go to my content. Thank you, SM9. Thank you. You have 10. Your title. Change them. Yeah, I'm going to change them right now. I can change a couple of them. Oh, attention to detail. I like that. Attention to detail. SM9. Thank you very much. It is a 20. Yeah, I said 01.10.2025. How I got. What the hell's going on there? I want to edit. Yeah, I'll have to change that. I can change that in the Facebook because they got edit capability. Let's see. Okay, 25. Okay, I can't change it on the X Live because it's already past the 30-minute window. I've got a 30 to 45-minute window when you post something on as a premium user on X that you can change, you can edit your posts. They allow it, I guess, the first 30 to 60 minutes, I would say. Yeah, I noticed that. So stop by to let. Okay, thank you, SM9. And is this the SM9, SM29 from the UK? Is that you, SM29? It's SM29 SM9 here on Twitch. I'm thinking it is because you said stop by, so I think I know who you are because you don't come up as a first-time chatter. So I think that's SM29 over there in the UK. You probably saw the post on X. Thank you, SM2. Or if you are SM29, because SM29 was probably taken. That's his X handle. and stuff. He does a lot of audio and stuff, and as far as that goes. Oh, you're from Jim Figerty's stream. Oh, from the UK. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's what I've seen. Okay, you're from Jim. Thank you for coming over. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm always game. There's so much I do to prep this, and how did that 2025 sneak in there? I wonder if that should be 25. I don't know how 24 got in there. Now I'm wondering if my previous broadcast, let me see something. Oh, you know what? It's on the Wednesday broadcast and the Monday broadcast. Oh my God, I got to change that. Oh my God. That goes back 2 other episodes there. Thank you. I got to change that. What a knucklehead I am. Oh my God. Look at that. Yeah, the last 2 broadcasts. I never changed it to 25 the year. It's sort of like the changing of the year. You know, when you write a check, if people still write checks, you know, the new year, it always okay, so that's Monday. Let's see if we got that one. What a bonehead. Geez, let me change it here, and then I'm gonna have to change it on the other ones after I get done. I have to do some post-production, I guess, to change these titles. I'll do it on Rumble right now. Thank you very much, SM9. It's not just this broadcast, it's my last 2 broadcasts. What a knucklehead I am. Let's see. Yeah, Wednesdays. Let's go to Wednesdays, and no, let's go back to content, my content. And let's see, Fridays change, and let's change Wednesdays. We're going to edit, and I'll change the other ones when I just did the copy and paste. I didn't look at the year. What a bonehead. Okay, there's 5. Save. So, okay, that was exciting. What a bonehead. Oh my God. All right, thank you again. Easy mistake. Yeah, that is and thank you. You're very much welcome. Thank you very much, SM9. Greatly appreciate it. It says he goes, you're welcome. And easy mistake. Yeah, I make easy mistake. I do make easy mistakes. That was an easy mistake. It's just to carry on. Because see, what I do is I copy and paste the titles from a note page that I have. So I'm not sitting there typing and stuff. And I just changed the date. I changed the actual date, but I didn't change the year. So that's one of those things when you change over from 2024 to 25. So I thought I was on top of it, but I appreciate that, SM9. Thank you very much, my friend. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Okay, so there's the history, or our National Day hashtag. Save the Eagles. Even though they're not on the endangered list, we still have to save them. Let's see. We talked about football, so we don't have to talk about football. NBA basketball action starting on Wednesday night. Glick, the Cavaliers beat the Thunder. That was a big win. Those are the 2 teams that are leading the NBA right now, and both Cavaliers are leading in the Eastern Conference, and the Thunder lead in the Western Conference. That was Wednesday night, 129 to 122. Cavaliers won. The Brooklyn Nets lost to the Detroit Pistons, but the New York Knicks won against the Raptors, 112 to 198. Celtics did not play yesterday. Cleveland won again against the Raptors. Cleveland is just eating up on the basketball there. Nothing going on with the 3 teams I keep track. Tonight, we're going to have the Celtics play the Kings up there in Boston Garden. Go Celtics. The Nets are out there in Denver to play. The Brooklyn Nets are out in Denver. And the Knicks don't play until there's nobody Saturday. They don't play till Sunday. They host the Bucks down at Madison Square Garden at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. And then Brooklyn Nets are out. They go over to play the Utah Jazz Celtics play or host the Pelicans. So we got my three teams are playing Sunday. Okay, so that's basketball. And we're right on time here, even with Michael Bathurst coming in. We were able to. The only thing I did talk about was we did have the audio podcast yesterday, the Fireman Rich audio podcast over there on Spotify for creators. And what Glick says, Cleveland on a 12-game winning streak and still holds best records. Yeah, go Cavs. Cavs are eating it up this year. They're giving the Celtics a run for their money. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Is it a team effort? Because I don't think they have. There's no LeBron James on Cleveland. It hasn't been for a number of years. Of course, LeBron James isn't really. He's not doing that much anymore. Basketball is more of a team thing. As far as that goes. Let's see. Let me bring up my. Let's see. We can get rid of this. Get rid of that. The football. Let me see if I bring up my page. We did 100 years ago. And even that is January 24th. It should have been 25th. Is it the January 25th? Yeah. Even 100 years ago in my note says 2024. Oh, man. I tell you. Let's see. We got to bring up. Let's see what news we have on on Fox 40. Okay, we have people that need help, especially during the cold weather. There's people being helped because of the fires, but even when we don't have natural disasters, we do have winter. And here locally, we have people that help out people to fight the cold during the winter. This is how I'm going to be showing you something on Fox 40 that, again, no, excuse me, full disclosure. There is no, I have no association with Fox 40 News and stuff like that. I forgot to do Tony's weather. Let's see. I just saw that in the. Let's see, where's Tony D? Tony D. Yeah, okay, Tony did give me his weather. Down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 42 for the high, 33 and clear. Okay, thank you, Tony, for that. Just backtracking on that. And let's see. Glick says about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland has been good last couple of years, and they just built a solid all-around team. Yeah, keyword being team, Glick. Yeah, that's good. And I haven't even seen them play, but for them to be in the standings, they've got to have a good team instead of just one or two guys. Yeah, they got to get away from that one or two guys. Hey, Big Juice, another person coming in from Ohio. Big Juice. Good to see you, my friend. Glick from Nonsensical Network. He's out there in Ohio where you're at. He says it's pretty cold out there. It's cold. It's colder than a witch's. I didn't say that. And let's see. Even we're getting it from another Ohio. Cleveland's on fire. Can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs. Yeah. Well, Celtics will be right there. Don't count the Celtics out. Okay. They're the reigning champions. But Cavalier, I mean, I haven't even seen them play, but I see where they are in the standings, and that's impressed me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring this one up about a local group that is taking care of people here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Let me bring this up here. I'll get this set up. And this is where we're going to watch how one local soup kitchen is helping people. And these are important places to have in any community. And this is something that helps a lot of people out. So let's go ahead and give this one a listen here.
Well, if you've stepped outside at all this week, you know it's cold, and for one soup kitchen, it's time to put their services to the test. Fox 40's Mike White brings us that story.
This last week, the Southern Tier has experienced temperatures in the low teens and single digits, creating a dire need for the houseless population to get out of the cold. For the Salvation Army of Binghamton, the time to help is now.
We've seen kind of the people bundled up. They're bringing all of their blankets, their coats, and their 2 or 3 layers on their bodies, and just trying to really stay out of the wind and bring that in with them, get 2 or 3 meals.
Throughout this week, Hansen says the soup kitchen has served over 100 people a night. Prepping different hot meals each day of the week, the location offers an area for those to warm up and get their energy back for over an hour a day.
It's an invaluable service that we're able to give to people who are struggling and homeless, to be able to give them that meal on a nightly basis.
The Salvation Army gets its food through the food bank of the Southern Tier, providing different ingredients for each night. And partnerships with groups like the Wagon Train Warriors allow for the Salvation Army to provide not just food, but clothes to those in need.
We see a lot of different faces, which is different. Yeah. Because we used to, we've met a lot of the same people. We've become friends with a lot of them. But lately, we've been seeing a lot of new faces.
Wagon Train Warriors hands out hundreds of pounds of clothes each year to the less fortunate, from shoes, jackets, and shirts in all different sizes.
My heart breaks when I see people out in this weather. And we carry blessing bags right in our vehicles. Mm-hmm. So if we see anybody, on the street, and especially if we know who they are, we'll pull over and we'll give them a blessing bag.
If interested in donating clothes, one can donate at the Salvation Army on Washington Street in Binghamton. Reporting in Binghamton, Mike White. Fox.
So there you have it. Good people helping out those who are in the cold and are in the need, as far as that goes. And we do appreciate those people doing that, because that means a lot. It means a lot to help your fellow man, as far as that goes. And Big Juice says, can't beat a free meal, but don't take it for granted. Yeah. And there's people that are out there that really need help, and there's a lot of services that are provided there, Big Juice, and they are important to every community to have these. And God bless those ladies there helping them out. And even when they see some, they have the go-to bags. As far as, hey, here's something to keep you warm and stuff like that. They always have coat drives, and as far as that goes. So that's a good article. People doing good work and stuff like that. Let me get. Let's see. Let me bring up some more pages here, as far as that goes. I didn't have this set up as far as. Let's see. We did WB&Z. Let's see. Anything in my hometown news? Let's see. Not seeing anything there. Let's see, WNBF. We got anything on WNBF? Nothing pops out there. Let's see, WB&G. Let's check out WB&G. Rogers Center kicks off maple syrup. Oh, that's an interesting one. We had a chimney fire, spreads throughout home, and we had a fire. Of course, we had those fires out in California, but we have a fire here. No, that's just a picture. You got to be careful of the chimneys there, because if they're not cleaned out properly. Let's stick with this. Let's go with this one. Let's see. Rogers Center kicks off maple syrup. This is up in Sherburne, New York. Let's go ahead and see what this one talks about here. This is off at WBNG, which is Channel 12, CBS affiliate. Again, full disclosure, I have nothing to do with these TV stations, radio stations, or whatever. I'm just a consumer of their online product of information, and I do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and fire this one up here.
can be stoking the fire and boiling sap.
Is known for many things: harsh winters, a PGA tournament, chicken speedies, and of course maple. January marks the beginning of maple season, and one nonprofit in Shenango County have started the long process of making syrup. I stopped by to learn a little more about what goes into this labor of love. There might be snow on the ground and below zero wind chills, but that's not stopping the Rogers Center in Sherburne to start tapping for maple.
We manage a 9-acre sugar bush here, about 700 taps. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of pleasure being up there and spending time together. And over the course of the sugaring season, we make about 200 gallons of maple syrup.
The nonprofit couldn't produce that amount of syrup without the help of dedicated volunteers, and this group has a special background.
Big thing we thought about getting veterans out into the sugar bush and volunteering. The aspect of being in nature was really important for both of us, and I understand as a veteran myself, it's a lot of fulfillment of being out there.
But sometimes the elements might be a bit hard to bear, so to give volunteers a warmer environment, the center has a brand new maple sugar shack. Well, sort of brand new. The shack had been sitting in the Shenango County Historical Society for more than a decade. With the help of some BOCES students, it now has a new home and a new purpose.
Their senior carpentry class disassembled it, brought it here, reassembled it with help from the DEC, and now we have something that's not just a replica of what a 1909 sugar shack used to look like, but it's operational. We have an evaporator inside, and so for those that don't want to be out in the cold, in the woods, you can be stoking the fire and boiling sap in here.
Whether it's working in the shack or braving the cold, the start of maple season has been a sweet one.
There's a lot of really neat, healthy, healing conversation that takes place when you're walking in an old forest like that. And for me, it's been a real pleasure truly to get to spend time with the veterans.
Rogers Center is hosting a myriad of events to kick off maple season. Those details can be found on our website, wbng.com.
So they're tapping the trees to get the maple, and they're getting the veterans involved, which I think is a good idea, as far as to get out there in nature. And another good article. It's cold. It looks cold, doesn't it? Tapping that tree. It's cold out there with the snow. So that's up in Sherburne, New York, which is about, it's probably about a 20-30 minute drive north of Binghamton here in New York. And as far as that goes, let's see what else we have here on WBNG. No video there. And I think that's it for WBNG. Let's see what else we got here. WBNG 99.1 The Whale. Let's check that out. Anything on that page? No. It's sort of the same. That's a sister channel of WNBF. They're radio stations. Binghamton, My Hometown News. Let's see what there's on there. Anything? Not seeing anything. We do have a local car dealership. Scoville Mino is going out. They deal with Chrysler. They sold the place to a repair shop, I guess. It's 43 years here in Owego, so it's not. The business is going out of business, but there's another business taking over it, so I guess that's okay. Let's see. Nothing on there. WENY, they're out there in Elmira. Okay. And I'm not seeing anything. They have an article. Let's go ahead and go with this one because they haven't really talked too much. We have the fires out in California. This is on WENY. It's a national article, I guess, but they do have a video concerning the wildland fires. California wildland fires on track to be the most costly fire in U.S. history. I can say from a firefighting perspective, I'm a former firefighter, retired. Nearby residents share what they face. So this gives us a little bit of insight. I was following this yesterday on the news all day. And let's go ahead and see what this one has to say. turn my camera off. We'll head over there.
Well, going from the Twin Tiers to the West Coast, wildfires in the greater Los Angeles area have already taken 2 lives and causing tens of thousands of people to evacuate.
And WENY's Alicia Solorzano spoke to 2 people who live near the fire. Alicia, what did they say it's like out there right now?
Nick, Renata, the Eaton fire has quickly spread to over 25,000 acres of land in Los Angeles County due to dry conditions and wind gusts nearing 100 miles per hour, now threatening around 13,000 buildings. Today, I spoke to my brother, Sergio, and his wife, Elizabeth, who live in the area and are waiting to see what their next steps are. Neighborhoods and buildings in Los Angeles County, California, are now being wiped out by wildfires that began on Tuesday morning. At least 3 major blazes are causing mass evacuations. Some residents are under orders and warnings, and others are seeing effects while waiting to hear from officials.
Yeah, I got a phone call from the city. I knew about the Eaton fire, but it was over in Pasadena. Message was pretty unclear. Like, it just says Chevy Chase Canyon is being evacuated. And it doesn't say like you are being evacuated or you are on standby or anything. It just said like Chevy Chase Canyon is being evacuated. I'm like, are we in that canyon? I don't know. So we had to look it up, and we're not being evacuated, but we're very like near the standby zone.
The Palisades and Eaton fires are covering over 10,000 acres each and are 0% contained thus far. Solorzano and Teamley live near the Eaton fire that has already taken 2 lives and injured thousands. They say this is not the first time they've seen a California wildfire, but this time around is different.
It's bizarre too, because looking out the other window right now, and like on that side toward Pasadena is like the black plume of smoke and the fiery like red sky. And the other way toward the other cities, toward Burbank, toward the coast, it's like typical blue cloudless California day. And it's like literally looking at like a video game scene or something where it's like the 2 sides are like it's almost split down the middle by this line of smoke.
Firefighters are working aggressively to contain the blazes, but some effects are making their way out of the fire's path too. Officials say winds causing spreads in fire zones have lessened, but the gusts haven't gone away entirely.
The air quality and all this, because I went to the grocery store to get some supplies, and that 5-minute trip, literally leaving my door, going down to the garage, my car, the grocery store, get out, go to the door, see it's closed, come back. A total 5 minutes, and even then, like as I'm coming back from the garage to the front door, like I can taste the smoke in the air as I'm breathing.
Some local news outlets on the West Coast are already reporting that the Palisades and other Southern California fires may come to be the most costly wildfires in United States history. Later in the newscast, we'll hear from leaders on Capitol Hill about how they are planning to help provide help in those affected areas. Nick, Renata.
Well, going from the
Okay, so that gives you a little idea of what's going on with the fires from a first-person perspective. That's always interesting to get that type of perspective from people that actually live there and stuff. You can see the smoke and stuff. As an ex-firefighter, I was a firefighter for 20 years in the Air Force, volunteered for a number of years before I went in the Air Force, and even afterwards, 15 years here in the local community. And so some of the pictures I'm seeing are just, I mean, I can't believe what I'm seeing. We've had wildland fires, but when they come into the populated areas and they devastate the way these fires are doing, it's just mind-boggling. And let's see, Glick says these fires are insane. Yes, I agree with that totally. Believe me, Glick, I've seen some fires, but they have this. I always revert back to in wildland fire, when you get a 30 or 40-foot tree that's fully engulfed, that's known as a crown fire. And the noise that makes, it scares the bejeebies. So just seeing these, I'm having flashback to the couple wildland fires that I was involved in that were from what I'm seeing now, it's just insane. It's just blowing my mind away. But did you hear they have supposedly arrested some arsonists that are, they do have the arson team investigating these fires, believe me. And they're going to get down to, that's going to be the next thing. They have issues going on with, the normal pointing the fingers at this, the mayor, the council and all that stuff. One of the things is the major issues is getting water from Northern California down to Southern California. There is an issue there. Supposedly the water, the hydrants dried up, and they probably had an issue with the pressure or something like that. If the house, the structure that's holding the pumps, if they catch on fire and they go down, that takes down your water grid. Some people say, well, those planes, they can land in the ocean, bring the water in the ocean. You got to remember, salt water is very corrosive. And people say, well, we can go ahead and use the water, and if it breaks the fire truck, these fire trucks are $1 million plus pieces of equipment. You can't sustain that. So you got to think smart. You can't use that resource. Now, if you have a helicopter that has the big canvas buckets, you can use those, bring those in. But these planes that swoop down, they're swooping down getting fresh water. They don't, because there's pumps involved on, and then you got the other bigger planes, the 707s, and I think there's a 747 that drops fire retardant, but they've dropped that fire retardant out ahead of where the fire line is traveling to do a fire break. But when you got the fire all over in a community, and some of the pictures I'm seeing, I think I'm seeing the remnants of after the atomic bomb that dropped on Hiroshima in these neighborhoods. And I've heard something to that effect. I think that's going to be the next part of the story, Glick, as far as we find out. They did throw out a stat that I heard on several news outlets, and I've read here online that probably 54. And I think this is low. I think it's higher than this is. It's 50. What was it? The percentage? 54% of homeless were starting fires out there.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was 54% they were reporting. I think it's higher, like 60 to 70% homeless people. And what they're doing, they're starting fires and they're trying to keep warm. We have that here in the Southern Tier. In abandoned buildings, there's people that live there, and they make a fire, and it catches fire. So that would not surprise me that there is some arson involved in this, Glick, as far as that goes, from a firefighting standpoint. But this notion, we need to get all the water from, no, you can't use salt water. It's just going to corrode. If you put salt,
You can't pump it out.
it's just a salt. It's so corrosive. Okay. And I've never seen in my whole firefighting career, maybe on a boat fire, because those pumps are geared on a fireboat. Maybe we can put the fireboat on a tractor trailer, and bring the water in that way and stuff like that. But you're talking about logistics, because firefighting is very, very tactically done, and they don't do things willy-nilly. There's always a plan to do something to keep the firefighters safe, and that's the primary thing. The firefighters need to be safe to where they can do their job. So far, from what I heard, in that article, they said there was 2 that have died. I think it's up to 5, but there's one segment on the briefing they had yesterday. It was either the LA County supervisor or the mayor there saying they have one unit of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, a particular battalion. They're going in to search primarily for people that didn't make it and stuff like that. Rich, did you guys have a dog? No, the Air Force, we didn't have a dog. No, I know there's some fire stations that do have a man. Matter of fact, this past Sunday, there was when I was getting the penny saver here at the local store. I get out of my car, and right next to the guy who was getting his car, he had a Dalmatian. Oddly enough, that's the fire dog. We're keeping tabs. This is. And the thing of it is, this blame game, I could play the blame game, but you got to remember, they have wildland fires on top of what they have, the winds out there. Those winds are the main culprit of the destruction. If you took those winds away, it'd probably be just one of their regular wildland fires, even though that's an extreme. But the winds are blowing these embers that explode out of the fire, and they're being carried, and they start new fires. So that's a dilemma for the firefighters there, that the winds, and when you have high winds, I mean, 100 miles an hour, that's like a hurricane. If you look at it, that's hurricane type winds that are blowing, and you got a fire. That's like they're blowing on this fire. It's like a blast furnace. So that's why we get into the intensity of these fires are just mind-boggling, folks. I'm seeing these pictures and like, I would have never thought. And it's probably overwhelming. Even if we had the resources, it would still be overwhelming because the long term, you have to groom your wild land to prevent these fires. You have to do some control burns in certain areas to keep the growth away from the populated areas. You have to create barriers as far as that goes, because you're going to have these fires again. But you have to have a plan to be a little defensive on it, and as far as that goes. And Glick says those damn winds are basically the equivalent of throwing gas. Exactly. Bingo, Glick, throwing gas on it. Exactly. I mean, you see, I can't. You look at the flames, and I'm not even. You can't get a grasp of what the winds, but you hear the winds are 100 miles an hour. I could see those flames being as high as they are, and they're just coming in like a firewall. And if you've never seen one of those, I mean, seeing it on the TV is one thing, but when you're standing there and you're seeing one go by and you're like, holy shit, it scares and that's what I'm seeing as far as I'm having flat, because there's one wildland fire when I was out at McConnell Air Force Base. It was hundreds and hundreds of acres. We had to pull back, and they were establishing a fire break on the other end, and they just pulled us back and said, we can't do anything. It gets to that point where you can't do anything, and you try and get out of it. You can't go back in to get your pets or your things that are important, because in those circumstances, your life is important. You got to get the hell out of Dodge. Let's see. Big Juice says, one good thing though, haven't really, well, to this point, we don't know until that's going to be a blessing. Okay. Big Juice. But right now they have 5 reported. I think that number is going to go, I don't think it's going to go in the hundreds or anything like that, but I think it's going to be significant. I think there's a lot of people that were trapped and we just don't know yet, because we're talking large areas of Los Angeles County. I was on Rick Costa's broadcast yesterday. And there's a broadcaster that does a broadcast on Thursday night, Carmen. And I asked, she lives out in the LA area, and he says she's all right, which is good. I don't know Carmen personally. I've been on her broadcast, and she's been on my broadcast once or twice, I think, back in a while back and stuff. I know of her, and Tony D knows her real well and stuff like that. But she's a broadcaster that I do know about, and it's just like. It's Carmen. When you know somebody's out, you want to know, are they all right? And she's doing fine and stuff like that. But right now, there's only 5 reported deaths. But I hope that is only. There hasn't been much loss of life. I hope that stays right there, Big Juice. But I'm afraid that's not going to happen. I think once they get in and in the areas where the fires have died down, they're going to find additional people, I think, and stuff like that. So. But the news has been focused on this blame game. Yeah, you can go after that and stuff like that. But the big thing, these politicians, they've had time to prepare for this, but they haven't. They're procrastinating as far as that goes. So people should look at that next time they go to the election, the next election and stuff like that. These people aren't doing you justice. They say, well, we're going to do this. Well, it's a little too late. I'm trying not to get sucked down that rabbit hole and stuff like that. I'm just looking at it purely as a firefighter, that those are some horrendous fires. And they're probably the worst fires that this country, the United States of America, has seen. Because it encompasses wildland fires, and they're coming into populated areas, and they're just devastating. Big Juice says there's no one to blame during wildfire. You do what you can, and that's it. There's not much to do but get out. Yeah, you don't do the blame game when the fire is still going on. You go afterwards But that's our reality of our today news mediums and stuff like that. But it's become apparent there's some really teed off people that are saying, "Hey, we should have prepared for this. What happened?" I won't live in California because I'm afraid of the earthquakes. I can make my house fireproof, but you don't imagine a fire getting like this bad. I mean, coming right into downtown Los Angeles, in a matter of speaking, and affecting thousands upon thousands of people. And I won't go down to Florida because they have hurricanes. So I guess I'm knock on wood. All we have to worry about was we had the flood of 2016.
2011.
I will say 2000. We had the big flood of 2011, which inundated the southern tier, and that was bad. If we didn't have a dike around our little village here, I wouldn't have been living here. I would have been living somewhere else. Because Susquehanna, it raised and it got like 3-4 feet above.
Higher than it's been in a lot of years.
What's that?
It went higher than it's been in a lot of years.
I think the last time it was probably that high is I remember your dad telling me about the flood back in 1935. It inundated a lot of people. And that's the only thing I can relate to this fire. But this fire is just massive. It's massive. I just, it just gives me concerned just watching it on TV and stuff like that. It's just like, I'm just shaking my head when they show the pictures. It's just unreal. Unreal. So our thoughts and prayers are with those people. I know some people say that doesn't word squat, but for me, it means something as far as I hope they are doing well. And it's good to hear that Carmen's doing good and stuff like that. Rich, let's see. Rich, what do we got here from Big Juice? Rich, would you still open a hydrant if you had to?
Could you still open a hydrant?
No, it says, Rich, would you still open a hydrant if you had to? You don't open a hydrant unless you have the equipment. I don't have any equipment, so why would I open a hydrant just to... You got to have the hydrant is the whole thing about a hydrant is to supply water to the pumper, okay? And then from the pumper, that's where you have your hand lines that go out to fight the fire, okay? The water just brings it's static pressure that brings it's like 50. The average pressure in a water grid system it's about anywhere from between 55 and 70 psi in a grid, okay? You have to maintain that, and there's pumps in the water grid, okay? I think in the case out there in California, something happened to the pumps. They said the water very well could have been emptied out, and they didn't have any water. And people say, "Well, just put some salt and get the water from the ocean." You can't do that. You cannot do that. You just people say, "Well, just slice them." You just can't do that. The system is not set up for that, as far as that goes. Now, if they could. Have separate pumps but it's one of those things is that I don't know that's for the politicians the city caretakers to take care of.
Invest in desalination.
Yeah, desalination doesn't create clear water that quickly. It's not
no, but if you invest in those in like some countries,
and the tanks, but I think the big bottleneck is why aren't they bringing water from Northern California down to Southern California? They're actually dumping it when it comes down to a certain point. They're dumping it into the ocean. They should divert it to here in New York State. New York City gets more than 95% of their water, if not more than that, from upstate. There's this big ass. It's got to be the diameter is probably larger than this room. It comes from the Catskills and Adirondacks and goes down and feeds New York City. Why can't they do that in California? New York City has water, and it's fed from upstate. A lot of upstaters got a little pissed off when they were making that. This is years back when they were doing a new pipe going from upstate down to New York City. But for these major metropolitan areas, you got to look at that. And New York and California, they have just as much as we have here in New York. So, but I know a firefighter that's out there right now. He's probably on the fire line that I used to work with, and some other firefighters there that just stay safe. Just like that's horrendous fires. I tell you, it just boggles my mind. Okay, so that was on WENY. Let's see, what do we have for? Oh, we've been on for 2 hours. So let's just finish up here as far as what we have in the queue. If we have anything in the queue. See, that was in WENY. Let's see. We have anything on this one? No, nothing there. Weekly penny saver. I think the penny saver doesn't change, so I just bring it up anyway. Let's see. Big Juice. Rich, I believe this wildfire will be on 100 years ago today after we're gone. It will be. It's one for the history books. I'm telling you. I've never seen a fire in my whole entire life. Just watching it, this is unreal. They have some huge wildland fires that are just strictly out there in the forest and the woods, but this is coming into neighborhoods and miles of. I mean, it looks like the destruction of Hiroshima in some parts of LA County. It's unreal, unfreaking real. Let's see. There's nothing there. Let's see. WKGB, anything on there? Oh, here we go. What? Let's do this one. Let's go ahead and do this one here. We'll do some music history. Turn that off. Put it up here. What? From WKGB. Why does January 10th matter in rock history? It's January 10th, and here are some of the reasons why this day matters in rock history. Again, full disclosure, I have no affiliation with 92.5 KGB. Great radio station. They play some good rock and roll, metal, a good radio station there. But you can listen to 92.5 KGB live on their webpage here. Just check it out. Just Google 92.5 KGB and you'll get it. I have no affiliation with these guys. But it's January 10th, and here's some of the reasons why this day matters in rock and roll history. In 2016, David Bowie passed away. Oh, wow. I remember that. Of liver cancer 2 days after his 69th birthday. He died. He passed away too young. I miss David Bowie, a great rocker. 1964, the first American Beatles album was introducing the Beatles came out. In 1964. 1964, Motley Crue played their opening show on the first leg of Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon. Oh, Bark at the Moon tour. The gig took place in front of 9,500 people in Portland, Maine. In 2004, a Los Angeles court awarded Courtney Love custody of Frances Bean Colburn. Her daughter with Kurt Cobain. For the past year since Love overdosed, Frances had been in the care of Kurt's mother. And let's see. Oh, pass. Didn't want that one. We want to go back to this one. Here we go. I'm reading it off on another thing here. I just saw that we had something in the chat here. Oh, Big Juice. Big Juice says, let's see. How in the hell is Ozzy Bourne still alive? God bless him, though, right? He's done more drugs than all them combined. Yeah, God bless him. God bless Ozzy. He's still kicking. Yeah. He's, maybe it's all a ruse. Maybe it's a ruse as far as that goes. In 2008, Radiohead topped the album charts with the physical release of In Rainbows, which was originally sold online for a price each fan. Sold online for a price each fan chose. Oh, okay. You could pick what you paid for, I guess. Even with the unique release, the band sold 122,000 copies of the band, giving them a second chart topper in the 2000s with Kid A. In 2000, singer Melissa Eldridge announced that David Crosby was the sperm donor of her 2 children. Okay, what's that got to do with rock and roll? Well, so he had children. Okay, that doesn't matter in rock history. I could care less. That's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with rock. Just associated with rock people. Let's see. In 2018, British guitarist Eddie Clark, who was a member of the heavy metal band Fastway and Motorhead, passed away in a hospital where he was being treated for pneumonia. He was only 67. I'm 67. God, that's too young. And that's what happened on this day in rock history, as far as that goes. Who cares about the sperm donor? My God, get real, get real. Okay, so that's WKGB. That's one of the. Let's see. There's WEBO. That's the local channel here. They play mostly pop rock, pop. I listen to the Whale, WAAL. That's a classic rock, and KGB. They're solid. They're good. Good. There's some songs from them I replay on the Mixcloud channel there. Let's see what else we got. Let's just finish off. Kiss Binghamton. We got anything on Kiss? What's that? 104.1. That's another. I don't really listen too much to it. Okay, nothing there. This is a County 106.5. I usually get some more, nothing there. And let's just finish out with these last two. Nothing there, nothing there. So we're pretty much, I guess, completed here as far as that goes, folks. So let's see. We just lost us. Are we still there? Are we still here? Okay, we're still here. I hit the button. I dropped our thing. Hang on. We got an alternate here. I'm on the phone right now. Hang on. Let me bring it back up. Apologize for that, folks. Let's see. Let's bring this back up. Oh, my God. I dropped the freaking... Nothing to do with what Michael Bathurst said. It has nothing to do with the internet, just me. Let's see. Let's bring this back up. Let's go back live. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. We're back. Hang on. I bring my camera up. There we go. It's just... Oh my God, what a bonehead I am, huh? What a bonehead. I hit the wrong tab. I'm closing out some tabs here. I don't usually do that until after the broadcast. Stay away from the tabs, Rich. Stay away from the tabs. Oh my Lord. What a freaking bonehead. All right. But we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes, so we're at the end. I gotta get my day started. We'll be hanging out here at the house and see what happens. Let's see. Did we get it? We're only 15 degrees now. We've been on for 2 hours. It went from 14. We were at 14 degrees. Yeah, 14 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 15 degrees now. It's still. I don't know. It's cold. I think the thing for today is just to keep warm as far as that goes, and let's see what happens. So let's see. I want to say thank you to Tina, our Jersey girl, who was here from coming in on the Twitch side. Thank you, Captain Rehab. Always great to have you here, my friend, from Philadelphia. Nonsensical Network. Thank you very much, Glick, and thank you for taking part in the conversation. Greatly appreciate you. Stay safe there, my friend. Get through the day, and you have a happy Friday. We said, let's see, we got who else we got? We have Michael Bathurst. Great. Thank you to goes out to Michael Bathurst for being here. Friday, he's a great guy to have up, and I didn't experience any internet other than what I saw on my DM there, as far as that goes. But thank you, Michael Bathurst, coming in from Toronto. I want to say thank you to Tony D. Salute to you, my brother veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster. Great to have you up here, or great to see you here dropping in and stuff like that. Let's see, SM9. Thank you very much coming in. He's one of let's see, who's still broadcasting. Okay, Michael's not broadcasting, so he might have some problems still. We have Jim Figerty, and we got Hal Massa. I dip into him, but we've been on for 2 hours right now. But thank you, SM9, for letting us know about. And you know what? The thing is, I found out during one of the videos that I'm able to change the title. So it says 101.10.2025 on the on X Live now. You can do that right when you're on the web page for the broadcast. So thank you, SM9. I was able to learn something by you pointing me to that. Thank you, first time chatter Baldsky, who came in from somewhere. And let's see, we had Big Juice in the house coming in from Ohio. Him and Glick, they're the two Ohioans. Thank you for being here, Big Juice, and also you taking part in the conversation here on the broadcast. And I really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you very much. And it's always fun. This has been a good broadcast. Having Michael up was really nice. Even though we did talk, I said, no, we talk enough about football, but then again, we don't talk enough about football. So I want to say thank you all for being here. It is greatly appreciated. And for those viewers that are watching, thank you for watching the live broadcast. Those people that are watching the replay, thank you very much also. I greatly appreciate that also. And those people that are listening on the audio pod on Spotify for Creators, thank you very much. But I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X. That's where my mainstay, where I post good links to good stuff or interesting stuff. And you can find out what I'm doing there as far as that goes. You can give me a follow as far as that goes. And I do appreciate that. So with that, this is Rich Roberts. We are exiting stage left, and we are out of here. You all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks.